One of the best things you can begin to do when you study the Bible is learn to ask questions, at least the right questions. This is part of biblical meditation. So in Matthew chapter 6, verse 25, Jesus in the Sermon on the Mount says, "Therefore, I tell you, don't be anxious about your life." If I were just reading this for the first time, I might say, well, what is this therefore? What is this connecting us to? He just said you can't serve God and money. Because that's true, don't be anxious about your life. Now, another question I have is, what about my life? What specifically about my life should I not be anxious about? Well, sometimes when we ask questions, the rest of that chapter or the rest of that book will actually answer the questions we're asking. Other times we won't find the answers for years or months or weeks or however long it takes us to discover the answer, if at all. But he says, what you will eat, what you will drink, nor about your body. Right? So the life here refers to what has to do with the body, drinking, and eating. Right? So I might ask, why these three things? Why is life for Jesus in the context of anxiety boiled down to eating, drinking, and what we wear on our bodies? You might say those are the basic, essential, needs of a person. But in that context, what he's talking about, why those three? Maybe it is that simple. He says, what you will put on. Is not life more than food? Now, in my 21st century context, I might say, well, what does it mean across time, in all contexts and cultures, to worry about what I will put on? Is there a deeper insight behind that, or is it just that basic, worrying about what I'm going to wear for the day? Isn't life more than food? In what ways is life more than food? Like the substance of life is more than just the basic needs of your body. The purpose and meaning of life should not be reduced down to just putting food into the machine you occupy. And isn't the body more than clothing? So there's two comparisons being drawn. I might ask why, why doesn't Jesus make the same comparison for what one drinks? Why just eating? Why just clothing? This is how you begin to meditate properly on the scriptures. Look at the birds of the air. They neither sow nor reap nor gather into barns. And I might ask, why is he emphasizing what the birds don't do? Specifically planting seed, specifically reaping a harvest, and gathering into the storehouses. Why are the birds said to not be doing these three things? How does that relate to being anxious, right? Yet your heavenly Father feeds them. So, just a few examples of how to begin asking questions about the scriptures